right, hello everybody, and welcome on into my stream. It's Tech Friday, yay! I'm DC. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram under DC Lasair. Oh, Blue Sky as well. I'm mainly posting on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and Blue Sky now. So !DC in chat goes to dclasair.bio.link for all my links right there. Yeah, all of them. Every single one. Oh, and check this out. Let's hope this works. I'm gonna hit a button. Yay! It worked. Yay! That's awesome. All right. I just set that up yesterday, so it's amazing. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm thinking of making that a channel point reward. So if y'all want to do a instant replay, spend some channel points, and that magic will happen. Because I can just make it a streamer bot, controlled by streamer bot command, and then everything on my end will go off once you redeem the reward. I gotta do that again because it's live and working. So I can be like, "Hi." And then you can see it up there. Yeah. I have the audio off, but because I figured that would be too distracting otherwise. But I love it, love it, love it, love it. And that's amazingly simple to do in OBS. It takes a little bit of a setup. My God, hey Herb, how you doing? Welcome on in. Look, y'all should follow Urban Bohemian. That's the other thing this week that works is the auto shout-out thing. So happy. And my cat is having a conniption. A catniption, if you will. Hey Rex, welcome on in. So, you know, let's see if I can get Kitty up here. So, if I do something like this and hold up the kitty, and you want to see the kitty again, I'll make a channel point reward. So we can just, you know, do that, and then you get to see the kitty again. Yeah, hi. And you can do all that right in OBS. No other tricks required. Yeah, it's a little weird on the setup though, doing commands, but yeah, you can do it right from OBS. All commands and hotkeys in OBS, and then I set up to make a button on my Stream Deck. So, but you could just activate it with hotkeys in OBS. Okay, so yeah, today is going to be kind of a deeper dive into things, and I'm going to set some stuff up. I'll probably edit it out of the YouTube video, so you here live get extra content. Yeah. And let's see, did I say hi to everyone? Hi Herb, hi JD Lady, hi Rex, yay. Hello everyone lurking, I appreciate it. My cat is like right under my chair and just looked up at me from there like, have you pet me yet? And it's like, yes, you have had many pets. Oh, okay, cat's messing with something over there now. Hi, yes, you're looking at me. I'm looking at you. We're looking at each other. This is the content you came for, I know. So we're going to get into some audio mixing. Again, thanks to Zero for my art. If you want to see any of the art, just go art, and hey, check out Zero, support Zero, it'd be amazing. All right, let's dig into this. I set up a demo window already for y'all. Should be here. Okay, so we're gonna do some audio mixing. Now, what I wanted to show today was, I know I've used Wavelink and things like that, and showed all that, but you can do similar things just with OBS. So the audio mixer thing you see is going to go away. We're going to hide that. Now I have to unhide it so you can eventually hear me. Let me turn off the music too, just for a moment, to set this all up and to show you everything. All right, so first things first is to audio mix stuff is pretty easy in OBS. This is the screen you see is the bottom of the OBS window. You can move all these panels all around anywhere you want. You can click them, you can put them on separate screens, whatever you want to do, whatever's easy. All right, so I'm going to hide this, and the first thing I'm going to do is just put my microphone in. Nothing else, just my microphone. So we're going to pretend like I don't have a stream mix or anything like that. Just separate audio sources for different things. All right, so muting, hiding. So now this is just going to be my mic. Normally, you hear my audio mix. You'd have Spotify going. Now, if I do this, you can see the Spotify app, just so you can see the music's going. And you can't hear Spotify. All right, so this is just my mic input. Now, if I want Spotify, OBS has this handy thing called Application Audio Capture, which is in beta. So any open application, it will just capture that audio. So we will do, I already have something called Spotify in there. We'll have Spotify 3, sure, because I hit the number 3. And then you get, okay, move this window. Yeah, so you get this window here. And window, I want the Spotify window. Say okay. And let's turn down Spotify. Now I have, and then I could do the same thing for my game and you know, whatever programs I want, I can have a separate audio source for them, right? I can add filters. I can add, you know, I can add filters to my own mic. So if I go add filters, we've talked about VSTs before. So if you have them, you can put VSTs on your thing. You can add a equalizer, you know, whatever you have in OBS, you can add. And now I have 2 separate audio sources, right? I can control them with the sliders, make them louder, softer. So, right, you basically have the benefits of the mixer. I have my own, my mic audio, my Spotify, I could have the game, you know, I could have the website, and I can keep going with how many ever programs I need. And then I just slide it down to whatever volume I want to keep it set. I can mute it, can unmute it, you know, full control. So yeah, essentially, here's your audio mixer. You can have as many channels as you want, as long as it's an open program. And it's making noise, you can keep adding it. Again, that was plus, and this newish thing since OBS 28, Application Audio Capture Beta. And yeah, just bring in the audio. So I could also do one for voice mod, because that's running. So if I went Application Audio Voice Mod Desktop, hit OK, and you can see if I activated anything in voice mod, it's going to play right here at, you know, full volume, of course. So you want to adjust your volumes and things like that. But yeah, essentially audio mixer virtually right in OBS. You didn't buy a thing. Now what you can do is you can make each source go to a separate audio channel in OBS, so that when you've done recording, it will save it and you'll have different audio channels. And we'll go into a little complication with that in just a moment, but let me bring up those settings. So what you'd do is you'd go here to the gears, because you want to activate advanced audio properties. There are 6 tracks in total that you can get, and then you go through and you just assign what you want to go to what track. So My mic here is mic yes. I only want that to go to track 1. So we'll uncheck all the other tracks. That's going to 1. And then I want Spotify 3. I only want that going to track 2. So we'll do that. And then voice mod, say I'd only want on track 3. So I'll uncheck all those. All right. So now I let these active sources go to 3 channels. Now when I make a recording, it's going to go there. Now this applies to the scene you are on, right? So this is my demo scene. I'm recording. Then once you do that, you hit close. And so I'm going to start a recording. Mirror universe. Hi, audio, my non-bear mortal enemy. Hi, Lady Luck 34. Yay. Glad to see you. Quick recap. So we've done application audio capture, and we've got Spotify and voice mod as separate audio channels. We have my microphone as its own audio channel. Instead of the big stream mix thing I use, or the thing I call stream mix, which Wavelink provides, I've now separated out. So if you don't have Wavelink, you can just, or any other audio program like that, in OBS, just set up your own channels using the software, and you get a virtual mix. And then you want the advanced audio properties to select what channel it goes to. And now I'll make a brief recording. So this will be interesting. So, okay, now I'm recording. Yay, look, I'm recording things. There's fancy things to talk about. This is just a recording for things. You'll note I have Spotify going. I've got nothing on voice mod. And now I can hit stop recording. Boom. And then it'll make my video for me. Is this the thing that some people use so that they can record just their talking and publish VODs while listening to music? Yes. Yes, and there is also in OBS a way to do this for your Twitch VODs only. This is, so apologize if I said, no, I did not. So YouTube doesn't have this functionality if you go to YouTube Live, but OBS integrates with Twitch in this way so that you can send your music to a separate channel, and then that way on your actual being live, your audience will get everything. But then on the Twitch VOD, it'll only be one channel or the other. Definitely. Hey, Tony. Definitely going to have to revisit this later. Big thanks on your tech streams. Yeah, super helpful. Yeah, yay. All right, so I recorded a little video. Now, because I have separate channels recorded, if I just play the resulting video, I may not hear all the audio tracks because the program I play it in may only capture one audio track. Like VLC will give me it. So it's like you're watching a DVD. I know, right? DVDs or a streaming video, and you have the language selection. You don't hear all the languages. You just hear the one you're on. So so when I play this video through, say, the default Microsoft Windows player, it'll only play track 2. And so I'll only hear Spotify, but I'll see my lips moving and not hear that audio. If I go to VLC, it'll let me select what track is on there. So keep that in mind if you do this, that this is mainly for editing and uploading later. If you want to mute or adjust a certain track, that's what this is for. Just playing this back or distributing this particular track may not be useful. So you're going to want to edit it. And I use DaVinci Resolve in my editor, but this is just to show that you'll see the separate audio tracks and everything, and these will pull in for any, should be any video editor you have. This should work. Here we have DaVinci Resolve. You can see I have a timeline here. Let me scroll this down a bit. And so what I'm doing is I'm dragging the clip I just made into the DaVinci Resolve media pool. So from the file folder to there it is. We're going to copy, put that in there. We're changing the frame rate because yes. And now you won't see any different until I drag it into the edit. Notice I'm in, you can't see I'm in edit mode. Hold on. There. So now you see bottom of the screen, I'm in edit mode. You might start and cut, but I like working in edit mode from the very get-go. So I take the file, the recording I just made, I drop it into the media pool. Right? It's there. Now I drag this into the timeline, and you notice there are now 6 audio tracks. And you notice some of these are blank because we had nothing going to them. But audio 1 is going to be my speech, so okay, now I'm recording. Yay, look, I'm recording things. There's fancy things to talk about. This is just a recording for... And you can see I'm recording from what I said earlier. We have right where Spotify started. Let's turn Spotify up a bit, just so we get it. So now you're hearing Spotify through the... Hold on more. All right. And then what I can do is, mute the track so you don't hear Spotify anymore. And now I can hit stop record and unmute it. And, you can lock tracks, you can delete them, whatever you need to do. But so if there's music that I can't use for whatever reason, I can, in my final thing, I can just say mute track, and then I can also delete it, lock it, whatever I need to do. But yeah, so you can just mute the tracks you don't need, and then I would only get and then when I output, it'll all mix down into one track, and I'd only get my voice. Now I'm recording. Yay, look, I'm recording things. There's fancy things to talk about. This is just a recording for things. So yeah, so if you need to mix something, or, you can do any effects you need to the audio. And if you just want to manipulate that track, say your music's too low, well, now you can mess with it and do whatever you need to do to the track because you have it on its own. And then when you create a MP4 or whatever you need to do with this video, that will mix all the tracks down into one track. And yeah, you'll get what you need. There we go. Hey, everybody. All right. I really wanted to look into this more. Using a wavelength stream mix complicates it, but at least putting alert noises and gimmicks into a different audio channel so I can cut them if needed. Yeah. Yeah, you can put... since I use the alerts for bits and things that I use are the Twitch alerts and cheers and raids and all that, those automatically come in as well, as long as I say, control audio and OBS, but those come in as a separate audio source. So I can automatically take them out. And then wavelength, using wavelength, you can just have the individual channels come in as audio outputs. That's how I do it with the music at the beginning of the stream. I just don't have the full mix-up. I just have the music thing. Here's all my separate tracks from Wavelink. So here's my voice chat channel. Here's my SFX. Here's the music channel you normally hear Spotify through, and it can just be a separate thing. And then I can do the same process and tell OBS, okay, put my music track, even though it's going through Wavelink, put that on channel 2. And yeah, it'll do the thing. It'll do the magic. And I want to stress again, if you do separate your audio out like this, don't expect to hear it all in the resulting video if you just use a normal video player. This is kind of meant to be edited and meant to separate the tracks so you can manipulate it, take them out, do whatever you need to do. Don't just upload this because people may not hear everything. The audio selection may not be there for them or whatever. So this is for editing a recording, right? I don't use this normally and just go with it. But yeah, you have a full working audio mix without really spending anything. What you can do with your audio mix is you can make it a button on Stream Deck or Loop Deck or Touch Portal. As long as it works with OBS, you can probably do this. I don't know. I know it works for Stream Deck for sure, but if it interfaces with OBS like Touch Portal will and Stream Deck does, should be able to do this. So here I am in the Stream Deck software. We have the OBS Studio bit. Go to Audio Mixer, drag it over. OBS goes, so what source am I looking at? And you'll want to set it adjust source. Oh, I need you to look at my stream mix. And I want to adjust this step size. We're going to go +5. Right? So does its thing. And the bottom one, do the same thing. Go to, as soon as I can find it again, Audio Mixer. There we go. And so each track you have, you can do this too. So adjust. That's going to be -5. Oh, I got to change the icon style. And then stream mix, right? So then icon style, fader, vertical, and then here, fader, vertical. And now when I hit these buttons, my audio is much lower, or it's back up. And so I've created a stream mix just like that, and I can control it using my Stream Deck. And I have, and then you can, of course, add this to a dial as well. So if I click a dial, and you notice that this just says OBS mixer volume, so I can turn it up and down with the dial as well. But if you don't have a Stream Deck Plus, you can just use buttons like that to do it with. So step size, 1, fine. Source, once again, it'll do any source you want, but we want stream mix. And just to adjust the volume. So now I simply twist the dial and down goes my audio. And the handy thing about this is that in OBS, the little icon next to the volume slider will also go down. So you can tell that the two programs are indeed communicating with each other. As I turn the dial, OBS goes, oh, you're directly turning me. Or I push the button, and it goes up and down. So, yeah, that's a couple ways to control your audio. I talk about audio a lot. I talk about using Wavelink and things like that. But I wanted y'all to see that you don't need fancy hardware or software for it unless you have a specific use case for them. If you're using OBS, you can just make an audio mix in OBS, and it'll work just fine. All right, welcome back, everybody. And JD Lady, you had mentioned the Twitch thing, which is under a separate menu. So I go back to the window. Let's it's kind of a pleasant track. I just kind of want to listen to this. I don't want to show you anything. I'm just going to listen. Okay. Get back into this, and I'll show you where the thing for Twitch is. Now, like I said, this is specifically OBS, Twitch working together. YouTube doesn't offer this or any other streaming thing to separate out the audio like that. So what you want to do is we'll go back to the demo window here. Glares at neighbor's long guy and cranks volume. Oh no. Setting output. And then here's the Twitch VOD track thing I was talking about. So you go back into the volume mixer like I showed you before, and you assign what track you want your audio to go to, right? So if I want my Spotify music to go to audio 2, but I didn't want it in my Twitch VOD, since I had my mic just going to audio 1, I would first you want to check mark this, that's what you want to happen. And then you click the 1 button saying, okay, I just want everything that I said going to track 1 on my Twitch VOD. And it'll forget the rest of the channels. And the thing with the radio button is you can only pick 1. So make sure you have all the stuff you want going to the proper channel. Like you can have your game and your mic audio all go to channel audio track 1, and have your music be your Spotify be on track 2, and then you just tell it you want track 1, so it'll just get your voice and the game audio. So it's a little bit to think about, but yeah, that option is right here. Like I said, I can't mess with it right now because I'm actually streaming, but yeah, if I wasn't, I could select this, and yeah, or if while I stream, I only wanted y'all to hear what goes through audio track 1, that's what this does. That's found by hitting the settings button here, and then when settings come up, go to output, streaming, and it's right here. So that's how streamers do that using OBS. And here's the handy replay buffer thing I showed you earlier. Hey everyone, Future DC here. Past me, skipped a step on the replay, and it's an important one. In order for the replay to function, you need the Move plugin installed into OBS. So first thing you need to do is go to obsproject.com/form. Link will be in the description. And you'll see something like this. You can go to plugins, click plugins, and Move by Exceldro. Exceldro does amazing things. You click that, go to overview if it doesn't go there. You have this download menu here. Click that, and you should see this menu pop up. And for Windows, get the installer.zip, and it will automatically install the Move plugin for you into OBS. Just unzip it wherever you want, and install it like normal. It's an executable file. Just click it and do the thing. Yeah. And then what you need to do is go over into OBS. Now you have OBS closed when you install this. And then boop, boop. There we go. We got a little doubling going on. That's fine. So, and then once it's installed, you'll want to go over to Tools and Scripts. You're not even using the Move plugin at this point. You're just using a script that comes with the Move plugin. And then I already have it installed here. Let me move this window so y'all can see it better. But what you do is hit plus, and then you'll notice you have instant-replay.lua, which comes with the Move plugin. And as soon as you open up Scripts, you'll see it right there. So click on that. I'm not going to add it again. And then it'll appear here, media source. If it isn't in the drop down already, you can just title this Replay, R-E-P-L-A-Y. And that will make sure that everything else that I talked about works. So do the thing. Download the script and get it done. Yeah, back to past me that I used. Yeah, we can go over that. So, to do this, again, I'm streaming, so I can't, or I have it on currently, so I can't take it off. But you want to enable it, set the stream time. You can set a maximum memory usage. If you want, I think you can set it up to 1024 MB there. This you can make however long you want, but honestly, 10 seconds is quite a long time just to watch a bit of a replay, but, you know, maybe that's what you need. So feel free to adjust those as you see fit. And then once you have replay on and you have your replay buffer going, you hit this little button next to it. And depending on what you have your settings set, it will save a file called replay, and then, you know, a bunch of other stuff, whatever you have it set as. Hey, hello, welcome on in, Lasair. Yay, thank you for coming on in. And yeah. Hey, the auto shout out thingy worked. Yay. Okay. Yay. I'm glad to see stuff working. So this will create a file for you of the last 10 seconds. It won't display it like we did today. I did, let's see here. We did audio mixes and using just OBS to make a whole audio mix on its own without using any other program, without using any kind of hardware audio mixer or using a Stream Deck or anything else. And now I'm talking about the replay buffer because I can do a thing. Let's go back to this screen because I can talk. I can hold up my phone. Yay! Hey, look at this cool phone I have. Isn't it neat? Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then if I click here, and then I click this button, and I let it make the thing, and then I have the instant replay pop up. So that's what we're kind of diving into right now, is that. So you have to set up the replay buffer first. Let's see here. Back to here. So settings, and then drag this back down so you can all see it. And then output, right? Replay buffer. Hey, there's our friend replay buffer. Okay, so we got our time and our things. Yeah, so this is the other important part for the replay buffer, is that make sure you have a replay buffer file name prefix here. So all of my replay videos I make all start with the word replay, and then it has all this information here. So every time I hit that button, not only do you see the replay, but on my hard drive, I get a 10-second video with the word replay and then all this information here. But to do this, it's important to have this set as well. Okay, so now we're going to get into the weirdness of that instant replay thing. I don't know why it works this way, but this is how it works. What you gotta do to get it to work. I watched a couple different videos just to verify, and they both did it the same way. So yeah. So it doesn't make sense to me why you have to do it this way, but you have to do it this way. So we also are dealing with nested scenes, right? So before I get further, let's go into that. So the replay window you see is a nested scene. Now that just scene within a scene, right? So let's go back and look, you can see my caption window there doing its best, doing its job. All right, let's go back over here. Shrink this down. We don't need to see that part right now. Look at this. Look at this. All right. So we have. Oh, I realized the problem with this. If I click the scene, it'll go to that scene. So I've created this scene called Replay Vids, right? And that's what you want to do. And as soon as I click it, it's going to go to that scene and not show you anything there. But let me do a thing. I think you'll lose my audio. So right now, we're in the Replay Vids scene, the sources. You won't have your stream mix in here. You won't have this OBS window here. So what you do is you create a media source, and I named this replay. And then after you've made a one clip, after you've hit that little down arrow next to the replay buffer and you made a clip, you grab it as a media source. Media source, you name it whatever. I've named this replay. And then that first replay buffer you made, and this is the part that didn't make sense to me, because it would seem like I would only grab this video continuously, but it doesn't. And this is part of the weirdness. So I'll show off properties. So see, here I am. I have I have an OBS recordings thing, and so it's grabbing the replay. I record in MKV, so right, and I don't have it looping. So I'm grabbing the replay file that I've already created, and you have to do this for the instant replay thing. If you want to do instant replay, these are the steps. So you grab that, make that thing, and now you can add whatever you want to this scene. Like as you can see, replay text word. This is just the text replay. That's all it is. You could add other things to this, whatever. You're making this scene its own. All right, I'm going to get rid of the stuff I don't need anymore, and I think I'm done showing this part. So that's part one of what to do. And then you want to add the replay vid scene as a source in your thingy. Let's just show this off where I have it. And then what you do is, and here's my, mega host mode thing. You add the scene you just created. You can see I have it here. It's not visible. So because you can add a scene as a source, so you go and you add scene, you pick the scene, whatever you named it, and you have it appear here. All right, and I have it hidden. And then, I don't know, are we on part 5, 6? Oh, right, the hotkey. Now, this is another key bit, is setting up the proper hotkey. And this didn't work until I had the proper hotkey. And this took me a minute to go, oh, I got to do this one. So you're going to want to set up hotkeys to trigger this going. And you can either have the hotkey go off by, if you use StreamerBot or a Stream Deck, you can have hotkeys go off in an action, which is what I have going. But or you can just hit the hotkeys. So then you would go to settings and hotkeys. I'll bring that window in. Hotkeys. And then you don't want start stop replay buffer, even though I set up hotkeys to do that. Where it's really important is this instant replay. Now I made it ridiculous and long because I didn't want to interfere with other things. So Control Alt Shift K, you can make this anything, just as long as it doesn't interfere with anything that your system is doing. So make the hotkey for this, for instant replay. And now basically you're all set. As soon as you hit the instant replay thing, once you go into your mode, it would just come up. But of course, I've added some stuff, and then, you just hit the buttons, and bam, it would go, and you could just have the replay window, because you can resize the scene within the scene, right? So as you saw, my replay window is I didn't click off OBS, but anyway, there was the previous one. Now see, I've clicked off OBS, and gotta wait for it to be able to reset. And now that I do it, I'll hold up the controller just so you can tell that's a different thing. And now that I've clicked off of OBS, I can hit my button again. It'll do the magic, and then it should show you the controller. There you go. This is where I go back to Stream Deck or StreamerBot, and I've programmed a button, a multi-action, to do this all in. Bam! All right, we're back to my Stream Deck. This is my main controls. As you can see, I have a producer to the stars button ready to go. So we're in my demo, right? So the instant replay is this button here, and it is a multi-action, which you get from the multi-action thing, right? You just grab multi-action, you drag it here, and then we can take a look at it. So I have my system hotkey, system, that's right, system. So system hotkey is my first one. So I just made this hotkey, the same hotkey you just saw for the replay buffer. Then I added a little delay so it has time to save the file, and get it ready to go. And then I turn on the source visibility. I added another little delay because I had to for the start. And then, then the source comes on, right? So source visibility, you actually see the thing when I hit the button. Another delay. So this delay is a little less than 10 seconds. And you're going to have fudge the timings for yourself. But so mess with this because you want it up for the length of the clip that you're showing. So I have a 10-second clip up, right? And by the time this happens, a couple seconds have gone by. So we want to do that, and then we hide the source again in OBS. And to do that, as you can see, the host, the scene host, the source is replay. And to grab that is just, if you have the OBS plugin for Stream Deck, you just go to source visibility, and you'll see this, and you can toggle it. And so now when I hit the button and I'm in this window here, and I've clicked off OBS, and now I hit the button, it'll save it, and now you get the video as a replay. And yeah, so that's how that works. I know that was a lot. But yeah, so the big things were getting that hotkey right, and making sure it was the instant replay hotkey, and then yeah, I just set it up. So and you can set up the exact same thing as a command in StreamerBot, and it'll work exactly the same way. So if you can set up a hotkey and you have another program that talks to OBS, like Touch Portal or something like that, you can set up a button to do that. Or you can just use OBS and hit the hotkey combination on your keyboard, and it'll do the thing. All right. Whew, that was a lot. Okay. But yeah, for whatever reason, you have to create an initial buffer video and have one of those. Otherwise, it won't go. It won't play the instant replay. So for whatever reason, you have to create a buffer video, and then when you create the scene, so when you create the scene to be the nested scene, and you create it as a media source, you have to point it to a replay video you've already created, and then when you add it as a scene, and then it will work for the instant replay thing, as long as you've clicked off of OBS. It's just how it goes. I don't think there's any real explanation for what coding magic is happening behind the scenes to make it go. But you saw some other buttons I didn't explain quite. I should do that. So down here, these buttons right here, these are right from OBS. So this first one is turning the replay buffer off and on. That's all that does. And then the other button will get me the that it will just make me a file. It will do the save file. It won't make the thing appear. It will just give me a new replay file. And that's where the instant replay stuff comes in to do what I was showing. Yay! And yes, I have a time widget, so I always know the time when I'm doing these streams. I can just look down. There's the time for me in my local time. Please be kind to others, be kind to yourself, and I will see you tomorrow, Saturday, for the producer panel. All right, see you all then.